how that happened.
Yeah, let's start with how it happened.
Alright, so all week I've secretly been dying to know what I want to know what a Turkish bath would have consisted of, and I finally got somebody to trustfully tell me what it was. So I was like, let's do it, but I'm not going to do it by myself. So Jason was like, alright, I'll do it. So we go down there. It's kind of
Wait a minute,
cool
I thought it
looking.
was 3 of it.
Yeah, but that happens later.
I took one for the team.
Yeah, Jason was
Long
taking one
story
for the
short,
team.
I was taking one for the team
I was
because
in
Nick wanted to take a Turkish bath, of which I've heard horror stories about, but I've told none of you.
But
I was going to let him do it, but then the guy here said he doesn't need to do that by himself.
I was like, sweet.
Alright.
That's when you
Here
have
we
to
go.
tell your children no.
I was like, sweet, Jason's going to take one for me. And then we get in there. Then we start negotiating prices.
Negotiating was like 20 minutes of frustration.
And we,
you're gonna hurt us.
And first of all, we had no clue what was going on except for these big men were yelling.
Big hairy guys
that were gonna eventually massage us.
They were big.
Yeah, they're big guys.
Alright, so it comes to the point to where me and Jason, if it was just us two, we weren't gonna get the price we wanted. So Sam was like, "All right, I'll do it." So we got the price.
So
decent
Sam
price.
took one for the team too.
So Sam took one for the team.
I don't know if Sam took
multiple things for the team.
But Rob, the salesman, was the guy that.
And Rob keeps looking at it and laughing at us.
So we get in
the
there.
whole time knowing that what was coming.
Listen, we get in
And
there.
they're saying, tell him to be soft on us, and Rob's telling him, give it to him, make him holler like a girl.
So we get in there. There's these little rooms. They give us these shoes and they give us a skirt to wear.
Yeah, we get a skirt.
So we
like
take our clothes off. We're all in our underwear. Jason also says, "Yeah, you said you got to take your underwear off." So we're like, "Oh God!" So we take our underwear off. We put
on a skirt.
We put on this
So
skirt.
y'all pretend for us. Y'all go in the bathroom, come out with
We came out in a skirt.
It's like a red checkered skirt.
Just a skirt that you can see if you had the right angle, you can see everything. But alright, so we go. He's like, "Okay, come into the back." We had our shoe.
You gotta describe.
He was used to it by that point.
You gotta paint a better picture. You know, we're on the street, and there's 2 guys out, and Mr. Curious George here decides, he's like looking into what is that that goes on in there? Well, by that time the 2 hairy dudes are like, and Rob, so we all go in. And we go down what, 10 steps?
Yeah. 10 steps, yeah.
And now you're below ground.
The thing is tall.
It is dark.
It's tall.
There's like all these changing rooms. You're like,
it's
what's
dark
happening here?
There's a bunch of dudes sitting around like smoking, hanging.
cigars.
It's like if they were Italians, you'd be like, man, this is not good.
Yeah.
It's like,
It might have been Turkish.
It would have been the Turkish mafia if we. It could
They're
be.
just old men, bald and they have big bellies, and they're sitting just
Yeah, they're just
all there chilling. We have no idea what they're saying.
And it's in a dark.
I ain't sleeping with my eyes open
Underground.
tonight.
It's dark.
Okay, and this
So we
whole
get
time-
changed.
Alright, we get changed. First of all,
That's why
we
I'm
get
keeping
changed.
my eyes open.
This dude is right here, like walking and watching us as we're
looking
changing.
at us while we get
Like,
naked.
alright, okay, so we get our clothes.
So we get our skirt on.
So we get our skirt on. We go to. He's like.
We get our skirt on.
He goes.
I knew Nick said that.
He goes. Okay, so we're fine.
So we're fine. He doesn't speak any English, by the way.
He doesn't speak any English until he starts massaging
You
us,
are
first of all.
He asked me what hotel we live in. Like in the States.
Yeah.
I was like,
So we tell him that we go through one door. The door goes. Bang! Right behind us. We're like, what in the world? Oh, and we have these little keys that we later found out to open the door.
Now,
in the back.
There are 3 stories below ground level now.
Yeah.
Alright.
So we were about 3 levels.
Alright.
The first room was the first room.
The first room was
Yeah,
just a
it
little.
was like
No.
a bathroom. It's not
No,
real
no,
bad. If
no.
you left, is where the hole was that you
No.
could do whatever in.
Yeah,
The first room was just a little area where they kept all their stuff. The second room was this bathroom where there was god awful smelling
Yeah, it did smell bad.
things.
It was a squatty potty.
It was a squat potty, had dookie in it still. And so we get through that room. It smells like terrible bleach.
So then we go into the bottom room.
We
and
go into
there's
the
like,
It's like
It's
like
huge.
you know, like in the mosh, like they have big domes. It's like you look up and you see the domes. There's a bunch of holes
it's a
in the
huge
roof.
dome with.
So you got like beams of sunlight coming in.
So we're thinking if we
a whole bunch
scream,
of like these
people will hear
sinks
us.
everywhere, and it's just all
Never
marble.
seen-
It's like a sink, and there's benches.
And then there's this big circle, octagon,
Yeah, it's like an
shape,
octagon.
and it was just
Yeah.
in the big thing. And then the sauna, he's like, "Okay, you go in sauna." We get in the sauna. Oh my god, you
Oh,
couldn't even
Lord.
hardly breathe. It was so
Oh,
bad.
right.
We were talking. We were going. And do you guys know what I'm
Breathe
talking
because
about?
it was so hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was taking our
It was like
breath away.
150
So we stay in there. I guess, and we're in there 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So we're sweat up by now.
We're in there for 20 minutes. We're literally having sweat, tutu, off our face.
Like you have a,
It's like a constant. It's like a
You
yeah,
have a
trickle
solid
from the fountain. It's
layer
not
of
drops. It's a trickle.
So he says,
It was bad enough. We're wearing like rubber sandals when we get up.
Robo Sanders.
Yeah, rubber sandals. When we get up, you walk up, and the water from your sweat goes shooting out like the sandals.
All right, so we get out of the room. He's like, okay, you come over here, sit down. So me and
They're like
No, he didn't say come over here, he
the
said-
whole joint. I had to be on the other side of the room.
Because-
What's your name? And you got.
he got
I
my
have no
name,
idea. He just made me go over there. There's another sink right next to them boys.
and
No,
then
that was at the end. You got.
No, it was
So-
before we even
Was
washed.
it?
Yeah, it was the fir- it was
when we
when-
came out, he
Okay.
was like, "You go over there," and then my dude came in.
Yeah,
all
okay.
sweaty and naked.
So he's in. Right, so
What we didn't know was that when they come in, is that they were going to be in just a skirt.
they had full clothes on, khaki pants. He comes
Yeah,
in.
we're like.
Dude's
You
belly.
didn't feel somebody grab you
No.
with both hands.
Dude's belly is like 4 times that.
And he's in a skirt.
The belly?
So he comes in.
It changed, this whole experience changed him.
And he's Nick, and I say Jason. He's like Michael Jackson. So he was calling me Michael Jackson. And he's like, he starts
And
scrubbing.
then I was
us.
like, dude, I'm Nicholas. Okay, Nicholas. So he takes my head, he goes, boom.
Yeah.
And then he takes his big sink and he goes, boom, pouring water all
He's
over.
pouring water all
Then he
like
takes
a
this.
bowl all
I'm
over.
gonna give you an example. Turn over.
No, don't
He
touch
goes
me.
like this. He takes this.
Oh, yeah, right.
Turn her
Dress and
over. Turn
everything.
over. This
So
is how it
cute.
happened. I'm not gonna hit you like he hit us. He goes, okay. Like
He's
that,
like,
all over
all
our
right,
backs.
Getting into it.
Gets all up and down our legs. Gets our arms and then gets our face.
And this is, he just used his hand, it wasn't like
No,
a
this is
scrub
it was like a
brush.
Yeah.
It's a brush. So he gets me done. He waters me down because all my flesh was off of my body.
He comes over to me
And then he
like
comes straight.
pats my stomach. He's like, baby. I was like, you don't want to talk. How do you insult back? Baby.
Alright,
Thanks.
let me go ahead and tell y'all that how scared I was walking in because I thought they were all mad at us for the negotiation part. So we do that, blah blah blah. Sam gets his
Dude, I
done
thought
with
he
the other
was
guy.
gonna drown you.
Yeah.
Like when he washed the face, this is what he did. He had mad soap on his hands.
Yeah.
Right? He scrubbed my face real hard, right?
Where'd that go?
But then he like shoves it in my nostrils. So like I can't breathe at all for like 10 seconds.
That was the
Then he
soap
just
part.
starts pulling gallons of water in my head.
It was water.
So that's, I'm not breathing
Water,
again.
water.
So I think
No.
I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna drown. in the thing.
That's after the scrubber part because we got and they laid us down on these
Then
big
they lay you
tables.
down on the octagon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
Jason's
they
back in the
start like-
You
sauna.
still got the skirt on?
Yeah, they sent me in the sauna, and all of a sudden I hear one of
Whoa,
them.
whoa, whoa. And think
I
of
don't
this. Think of this. Think
All
of
right,
the skirt. Think of the skirt being right here.
Yeah.
Water poured on it, so it's like crinkled up all the way right
Hey,
here.
Nick.
So we're holding it as we're walking.
I don't know about you. You made me on the grill.
And they sent me back to the sauna, and they're like, you come out in a minute. I'm like, alright. So I hear, and the next thing I hear is a big, it's like,
Because
I
he
was like,
slapped me on
oh.
the butt, like right at my butt. Because he was watching me.
They only hit like one time on both of them. So then I go out there when y'all go in the sauna, and they hit me like 3 times.
So, all right, so he takes our legs up. He takes our leg up. He's like taking
Straightens
this little.
it out.
He's got like it's just like a flimsy loofah thing. He's doing this with his fingers. He's like doing this. Okay, turn over after he gets our face, and he comes over. and He does his number right here with his thumbs and digs into our number 5. And like just giving us he says yes, very good massage. So he's giving us his massage, and we finish that. He turns us over. He's taking our head by the way, doing this right here, like throwing it back and forth. That's how he guided us. He just took our head and threw it. Okay, so after that, we had our bath. Me and Sam almost drowned because we had no soap in our nose and we couldn't breathe. We go back to the sauna. Right, this sauna is like the hottest sauna I've ever been in.
And they're already real
by this
hot.
point.
And we come in here
already hot because like the bathroom is probably like 110.
Yeah, so we were getting poured. We were getting poured warm water over our heads in a very warm room.
Yeah.
So we go in there, we're like
Oh my gosh.
trying to slow down our breathing. So I was like, I can't do it.
Nick's like,
So
I
I
can't
walk
do it.
out.
He
I
pieces
walk.
out.
I
We
walk
were in there
out.
for max like 7 minutes afterwards.
And it was
Ew.
all we could
If we
say.
had stayed in there, we were in there for about 5,
We would've died.
6
Y'all
minutes or something like that
We would've been
before
doing it.
Jason
Yeah,
got
we were
in.
pushing
If we stayed
dehydration.
in there until dude came and got us, we would have been in there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we go out. Everybody's sitting there
died,
thinking,
yo, that's
I'm
serious.
pacing back and forth
Yeah,
because I
'cause we
couldn't
came
breathe.
to pick y'all up like 30 minutes early.
Because I came
And
out-
y'all round.
15
I came out
minutes. Yeah,
woozy
15
about
minutes.
like, oh my god.
So I'm-
Yeah,
I
we were
go-
standing up dizzy. It was too hot.
I go to
We
the
were
bathroom
hurting.
room because it's a little bit colder, and I'm hanging on the door, and all of a sudden I see Sam